Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now you are listening to Salsabila Yunita here. Hi, welcome to my first podcast, 14 December 2021, Banjarmasin. So, in this podcast today, as you can see in the title of this podcast, we're gonna talk a little bit about overthinking. It's a familiar in our society, right? So, to deeper into what overthinking is, so just let's get started. Being a teenager involves a lot of new experiences that occur in life. To be 20 must be greeted with new surprises in life. However, no matter how big the surprise, we have to be able to pass it, right? Yeah, because I think life must go on. Talking about teenagers, there are many issues that have emerged lately. The term has become a new and popular among teenagers. Yes, there is overthinking. The people who dominate this activity, I think, are teenagers, right? But maybe other people often feel it too, but maybe in a different perception or in another perception. In another definition, overthinking may be a symptom of a mental health issue like depression or anxiety. On the flip side, it may also increase your susceptibility to developing mental health problems. In many cases that we can see together, overthinking is caused by a single emotion. It's such as fear. When you focus on all the negative things that might happen, it's very easy to become a paralyzed. Do you realize it? And then I think there are two main causes of someone overthinking. These are high levels of stress and anxiety, as I said before. Well, as for other causes, such as low self-esteem or self-doubt, can also be the cause too. In my opinion, there are some reasons why the people do overthinking, and those are is for the first is pessimism. Yeah, sometimes we feel too low and not qualified to do something, so a pessimistic feeling arises. I think this is normal because we feel insecure about ourselves. But guys, looking down on yourself and underestimate on yourself is not good enough. It's not good at all. So be confident, guys. You are the good version of you. And then the second one, I think there are many people do overthinking because they are too perfectionists. Do you feel, guys, like this feeling is really good? I think like to be a perfectionist is good because we can do everything perfectly. But the more you come here, the more it hinders everything, doesn't it? Do you feel, guys, like when the others have finished their work, while we are still considering about this is perfect or not, or is this the best from another? Seriously, this is the most complicated flower and a bit hard to get rid of. And then the third one is, why do people often do overthinking? Because I think they like to keep everything to themselves. I often feel it too, like when we come someone who doesn't feel comfortable, we are more likely to keep everything to ourselves. Maybe people like this have tried to tell stories and share with the others, but the listeners at that time were not good, and it actually made us uncomfortable, right? So in the future we prefer to be silent and keep everything under wraps because we don't feel like It's very enjoy to tell the story because the listener at that time is not good listeners or etc. So we just keep in ourselves. Even though, guys, there are many people, still many other people out there who care and are willing to listen, and they are a good listeners. Still many people outside. So you just try to search it and um, try to find another. Therefore, try to keep learning to express yourself, guys. The last reason that I think why do people always overthinking it because often compare ourselves with others, right? Yeah, absolutely. We must have talk about the talent of other people that are not in us, and we want it, but we have not been able to become like that. So the only thing that we can do is just compare ourselves to him or her. Yeah. I ever felt too. In my opinion, in this case, it happens because we look up too much. So we always want more and more. Yes, of course, it's very good to improve ourselves for be the better than before, but don't forget to always be grateful for what we have today, for that we get today. It's just like very grateful moment that we can say to Allah and always be say Alhamdulillah to everything that we get and we have. So don't forget to get grateful, fellas. Of all the reasons that exist of why people do overthinking too much, of course, there are also several solutions and ways that we can do, guys. So just calm and be patient. Because as we know, Allah does not give problems if there is no way in every problem itself. So when you think that you are in the bad condition, so just remember that Allah always bless us. Allah is always be there for us. So maybe some tips that I will tell you can help you to fast and to solve your problem or you're overthinking every day, every night. So I just hope it helpful, right? So there are several ways so that we don't get caught up in overthinking. Those all for the first is thankful. This is the most appropriate thing that we should develop in ourselves. Yeah, sometimes we don't realize how many blessings that we get and we have today, tomorrow, or yesterday. We just like forget. We just like don't realize it. So we must be aware of how many blessings have been given to us. It absolutely should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because sometimes we look up too much, as I said before. We forget how many blessings we have and we should be grateful for that. And then the second one is focus on solving problems. The second one is like focus on solving problems. Sometimes we are too protracted in the problems that occur. So we like forget how to solve the problem because we too much focus on that problem itself. Do you get it, guys? Like until finally we forget how to solve the problem. Focusing on finding solution is different from being absorbed in the problem. Because when we focus on finding a solution, we will continue to try various ways so that we can solve the problem until we finally get a solution. It's like something different. When we focus on the problem, we just like think, overthinking, and then overthinking again. Just we think just about the problem, why it should happen, why should be me that face the problem. It just like we focus on the problem but not focus on the solution to solve the problem it is. So we should focus on solving problem, guys. So always try best and try to find the best solution that solve the problem itself. And then the last tips that maybe I can tell you, then I hope it will helpful to solve our problem or our overthinking every night, is to try find redirects. Diversion is not always labeled as an escape from the problem at hand. Sometimes we just feel like it's too tired to think, to overthinking. We just think about that. We realize it's too tired. We are tired to think, overthinking, but we just do again and again. So our brain needs to rest. But there are times when our brains have to take a break in thinking, whether it's by sleeping or doing other things that can distract us from heavy thoughts. Yeah, maybe you can do some picnic. I don't know, because every person has a different way to do a rest from a heavy thought. But for me, by sightseeing, shopping, maybe it can like I feel like free for a bit. It's just like healing for me, just with sightseeing. I don't know, maybe I will check out this or I will buy it, I don't know, but just sightseeing in the Shopee, it helped me to healing from a heavy thought like overthinking. So maybe every person has a different way. Maybe for example, my friend prefer to sleep to forget all the problem or rest from overthinking, and then she sleep. It's another ways for me because I little bit hard to sleep. So I just say sightseeing in shopping, or maybe I can cook or do something that fun with my friends. It's just like maybe escape, but it's just like a while. So guys, you can do anything that you want when you think you have to rest. Your brain have to rest. So you can do anything fun, and you can do anything with your friends or another, or sleep. If healing, if the best healing is sleep, just do it. But don't do over. You must think, but don't do over. Don't do overthinking. Okay, guys. So guys, as I said before, growing up must be ready to face many surprises in life. For those who are not prepared well, I think they will be stuck and do overthinking every day, every night in their life. Okay, thinking about many things, it's not a mistake, because maybe in decision, we should to think the best one. But when we do over, when we think about that, it's like loss. It's a loss. Because do you guys ever think that there are many things that we can do when we think about it for too long? Okay, my teacher ever said to me that if you are in the two choices, don't let you lose both of them just because you are thinking too much about which one to choose. Do you get it, guys? Like, you spend much time to think that which one is best for me, which one is the best choice that we should choose. It just like spend time, much time, until the both of them is loose, just because we think too much, just because we spend a lot of time to think about them, and then you lose of them, both of them, you lose both of them. So maybe in our society, the discussion of overthinking may seems like rather than like a fake issue, but it's true. It's true, guys. I believe every person, every people in this world must have felt it, which differs only from how they respond and overcome with it all, and how they solve the problem of the overthinking itself. That's why I think like it is very important that we get to know ourselves, and we have to know who is ourselves and the problems that are around us, so that we can prevent or treat if we or the people around us are experiencing it. So we know, so we can give advice, or we can treat ourselves or another person in our society, and then the next time we sense that we are starting to spiral in the direction to stop, visualize all the things that can go right and keep those stuck present and upfront, so we can handle, we can solve our overthinking every night. So guys, maybe that's all from me for today podcast about overthinking, that there is no mistake to think about something, but when you do that, when you think about the things, it's like a loss. So manage your time, manage your energy, inner energy, and manage your brain to think as necessary. So thank you for listening to me, Salsabila Yunita. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you guys.